Hey guys, it's GameFace here, and welcome to episode 1 of my Atletico Madrid Career Mode. Now, welcome to this new series. Obviously, I'm starting with Atletico Madrid here. Looking forward to this series very much. You guys voted for it in the poll I did just a few days ago now, and basically it was between the top 3 of Atletico Madrid, Burnley, and Real Madrid. And of course, this was the team that came out on top. Thank you all so much for voting. There was hundreds and hundreds of votes, so thank you all so much for that. Let's crack on with the new series. Before we do, though, if we could try and hit 100 likes on the first episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you just haven't subscribed yet. I'd really appreciate you clicking that button. It would help me out massively, trying to hit 18,000 subscribers, then 20, then 25. So hopefully we can try and get that done as soon as possible. Don't forget to click the bell button if you haven't already as well. Let's crack on with things though. Let's take a look at the team that I have to deal with here and have to use this season. I've made some changes already to the side, and I'm not too sure that it's going to stay like this or not. Obviously they play in 4-4-2 in real life. Quite well aware of that, Griezmann and Costa up front. I'm going to maybe tweak the formation a little bit. We might go with a 4-3-3 attack. We might stick with the 4-4-2. I'm kind of experimenting with it still. The 4-4-2 might work, but I'm just not such of a fan of it on this game, so we'll wait and see anyway. But that's the starting 11 that I've got right now based on overalls and not based on form or in-game or anything like that. So it's a good squad. Obviously, we've got a lot of money to be able to spend here. We've got about £76 million to spend, so a really decent amount. I've sent some scouts out already. They will come back obviously every month on the first, and we've sent them to Spain, Argentina and Brazil. So we sent 3 scouts out. They're just looking for any players for 9 months, and so we'll see how we get on with those guys. Hopefully we're able to bring back some really talented young players. Let's now take a look at our board expectations. Also important to know exactly what the board want from me this season. And first of all, youth development is a medium objective. Sign 1 player to the senior team in the same season as scouted. Play them in 10 matches, either as a sub or starting 11. And we've also got another one as well to do, which is grow 2 youth academy players by at least 10 overall points. As soon as they have grown, play them in 10 matches as part of the starting 11 or sub. Seems very similar, if you ask me. So we're going to get 1 player in for 10 matches, we're going to get 2 players going up by 10 overalls and 10 matches. So it's going to be pretty tricky, is that one. That's going to be very difficult for the first season. Then brand exposure at critical. They want me to basically get £176 million worth of shirt sales within a season. We should be able to do that. And then through media earnings over 3 seasons, so a long-term one here, they want me to get £317 million or thereabouts over 3 seasons. So we should be able to do that, really. Whether I'm here for 3 seasons all depends on the support for this series. Continental success is reach the Champions League final in our first season. Wow, that's a big one. That's a very big one for us to do. That's a critical one as well. And domestically, they want us to finish in a Champions League place. So, yeah, we should be able to do that, hopefully, in our first season. And also reach the semi-finals of the Copa de España. So, they want us to reach the semi-finals of the Copa de España. A pretty small trophy, let's face it, in the grand scheme of things. But the final of the Champions League. That makes sense, doesn't it? There you go. That's the way these objectives works. And within 2 seasons, they want us to win the Liga. Obviously, we're going to try and aim to do that from the first season onwards, but if we can do it within 2, that'll still be great. And the financial one is within 3 seasons, increase the club worth by 20%. We should be able to do that pretty simply, I think. So yeah, we'll see how we get on this season. Really looking forward to it. Actually, should be a really good career mode. Very interesting team to be playing with. We are going to now take a look at the squad, go through the team, and I'm going to be showing you the guys I've transfer listed. A lot of youngsters that are kind of that sort of 20, 21 years old sort of age, but aren't a good enough overall at that point. So you can't really have 62 overall players that are 20 years old still at the club, and so there's a lot of those sort of players that we have transfer listed here. Also a couple of loans as well, just for players that might have a little bit more potential in the team. Let's now take a look at something I think is also important to have a look at as well, and that is the current situation going on with the contracts, because this can really change things massively if you haven't thought about this. So Oblak has a release clause of £115 million. That's nothing to worry about, but there will be quite a few release clauses that we do have to take a look at and consider quite carefully, because a lot of the time that happens, and we need to make sure they don't get met, and we're not surprised by that. I actually can't believe how many release clauses are here. I can't go around offering new contracts out like this, and that kind of worries me a little bit that there's a lot of release clauses on in general, because these could easily be matched, and I don't really think I want to go around offering everyone a new contract. Speaking of new contracts, Sol has a 9-year deal. 9-year what is going on? A 9-year contract? Really? I've never seen that before. Who signs a 9-year contract? That's just ridiculous. There's also some other players I want to mention as well, which is Vieto, I think is how I pronounce his name. He's on loan at Valencia, a player that I actually want to recall, but usually I don't recall loanees just because it's not particularly realistic, but he's someone I'm thinking about recalling. Same with Jota as well, who's obviously at Wolves, who's done a great job in real life. Those 2 guys I'm tempted to recall, but at the same time, I also kind of want to keep them out alone for the season. Let's now focus on some signings. That's the most important thing for us, is to try and add to the squad. I think there's a couple of positions we still need to add to. Okay, so there's not actually that many decent centre-backs in La Liga, which means maybe I have to go outside of La Liga to bring in a new centre-back here. I've put a few on my transfer list. Not necessarily going to be making moves to them just yet. We're going to wait for a few scout reports to come in for them, but certainly just sort of, browsing and not particularly impressed by the La Liga centre-backs. So I think we might have to go a little bit further afield, but I think first of all what we'll actually do is sim a few days to try and get those scout reports back. Obviously don't forget to leave your suggestions in the comments section below for players I should sign as well as sell. Really curious to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Victor Ruiz, left-footed guy I'm quite interested in actually, from Villarreal, 28 years old though, 82 overall. And could be a more interesting one for us. Inigo Martinez, another interesting one as well. Athletic Club, he's coming from 82 overall once again. So, yeah, he might actually be the better option for us. I'm curious to see how he gets on. Maybe he could be the player we bring in. We can't even sign Martinez, which is a bit annoying, because he was my preferred option. He has recently joined Bilbao from Real Sociedad, I think, as well. So, it doesn't look like we can get him in, which is a little bit annoying, but we are still on the search for a centre-back. We might have to go maybe a little bit less realistic than I was hoping. Okay, so having to go a little bit further afield than I was hoping to be honest. We're going to go for these two centre-backs. We're going to take a look at them. We're going to have to wait 9 days to get their scout reports back. The first guy here is a guy from the French League, Montpellier, he's currently at as well. Very young player, 19 years old. He's currently got a release clause of just under £20 million, but he can play centre-back, right-back and right wing-back. 76 overall, 77 overall, something like that. Same with this guy, he's roughly around that sort of overall, but he can't join because he's recently joined. Seems like we're going to be going for this guy, but again, we have to wait 9 days just to exactly see what overall he is, what stats he is as well, which I think is pretty important. So more simming to be done, but proving to be a little bit more tricky than I was expecting to bring in the sort of centre-back I was after. And a bid in here for Gabby from Man City, bit of a strange one. We're going to keep him for the rest of the season. He'll probably end up leaving at the end of next season, I imagine. I think he's got about 12 months left on his deal. The same thing will probably happen with Juan Fran, unfortunately, as well, although it kind of depends on his performances throughout the season. Maybe he'll get a new one-year contract at the end of the season. We'll wait and see when we get there. Another transfer offer in here for Mohamed. We are going to again accept it, exact same amount, and we'll see what comes of that deal. Another transfer offer in this time for Torres, and it's from Tottenham. Okay, £7 million. Now, I've heard rumours in real life that Torres is going to be leaving Atletico Madrid at the end of the season. For us, though, I think he's going to remain at the club for the rest of the season. Again, another situation similar to Gabby, similar to Juan Fran. I think these guys will move on at the end of this season, but for now I'm going to try and keep them at the club. Or maybe even January, I don't really know, to be honest. It depends, because obviously it would be quite nice to get some money back from them. Okay, this is the guy that we've been waiting for a scout report back on. We've finally got them back on him. Let's take a look at his stats. Look at that pace for a centre-back. Really happy with that. Right-footed player. Decent enough stats for 19-year-old. Obviously, we will train him up, try and improve him as much as possible, and get him into sort of 80+ overall. He's not going to be coming in to start games or anything like that. Certainly not for this first season anyway, but he is going to be coming in as a bit of a backup for us. Okay, the team will not sell this player, but we can negotiate with him directly if we pay his release clause. So we have no choice but to pay the release clause, unfortunately, because the team don't want to sell him. It's a little bit frustrating because his value is £9 million. We probably could have got him for maybe 13 or 14, but it seems like we're going to have to pay 20 million near enough. So we'll go with it. It's a long-term one. It's a long-term deal that's going to help us for the future. We'll just have to bite the bullet for now. It's not like we have to bring in that many more players anyway in this window. He wants to be a sporadic first-team player. We'll accept that. Hopefully his wage is low enough to kind of make up for the fact that we've just spent £20 million on a kid. Let's wait and see what his contract is. Okay, we'll go with a 5-year deal. Try and get it for as long as possible. No release clause as well. I'm hoping he wants one, but I'm not going to give him one, so we will deny a release clause. That'll push up his wage a little bit more for us, which is nice. And 25 grand, okay, it's not too bad. We are going to counter and again remove the bonus, and that means that he'll probably want more on his wage, but we'll wait and see what he says. Yes, he wants 27, and we'll again agree that. And £20 million spent on a 19-year-old, 76 overall, but really good potential on him, great pace, and I think will be a very important player for us actually going into Season 2 probably. Hopefully the back end of this season, it depends how much we're able to improve his overall. But I'm pretty happy with that first signing, to be honest. I mean, it was getting pretty tricky for us to find a centre-back that I was actually interested in, but this guy I think fits the bill for what we're after here, which was a fourth centre-back to come in, play a few games this season, try and train him up, get him into a better overall ready for next season, and I think this guy could be the perfect guy for it. He can also play right back, right wing back, which is always handy. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to using him in the squad at some point during the season. Okay, then the next player I want to try and sign is going to be a centre mid, I think. We just need someone to kind of potentially replace Partey. So we might just get someone to replace him, just a little bit better than 80 overall. I guess we'll have to wait and see who's available. A couple of players I have shortlisted at the moment. Not 100% sure on them though just yet. One of them is not as realistic as I was hoping, but still be a great player. That guy, of course, is Savic, and he would also be a very expensive player, but a player that will be very, very good for us, I'm sure. He'll play centre mid and centre attacking mid. Centre attacking mid's a position we also need to find cover for, so this deal makes sense. Obviously a very expensive deal as well, and maybe not the most realistic. I've heard rumours he's going to Man United in real life, and I don't know whether he would move to Atletico Madrid in real life as well, but I think the realism's kind of gone out the window with that first signing a little bit, because again, we struggled for a centre-back, so no one's too sure on this one. This guy's another guy that I'm looking at as well, but again, could be very expensive for a player that I don't know how much of an impact he has in game. Big release clause on him, obviously a little bit cheaper if we just ignore the release clause. But again, quite an expensive player that I'm not 100% sure on. I'm certainly more interested in Savic in terms of his growth and potential, and I think he could be a better signing for us. I think we've just got to make that deal happen now, though. Okay, do you know what? We're going to go with the deal. Let's try and bring him in. I'm going to try and bring him in now in this first transfer window. We'll wait and see how he does for us. We'll wait and see whether we can actually sign him, first of all. It could be quite an expensive player. I reckon we've just not got enough budget for him, but I guess we'll wait and see how much exactly they're wanting. We're going to go with, I think, £40 million to begin with. Hopefully not too far away from what they're after. 49.9 is what they're wanting, as well as the sell-on clause. I'm okay with the sell-on clause, to be honest. I'm happy to keep that if they want it. We need to propose a new transfer fee, though. I'm going to go for £44 million, which I think is a good offer for him, a really good offer. They're not budging. Okay, that's not good. Which means I'm going to, again, increase my amount, and hopefully they do budge a little bit here, just so under £3 million I wanted them to budge by. And are they going to? Yes, okay, £47 million has been agreed. Massive, massive deal, this one. But a player I think could be really important for us, again, for years to come. He's a 22-year-old. He's going to be really good for us for at least the next 3 seasons, or however long we continue this career mode. Let's move on to his wage now. Hopefully we can afford that as well as his bonuses. I think we should just be able to. And then I think those two guys will be the only 2 signings we make, to be honest, because I'm pretty happy with the rest of the squad. There's no real need to make wholesale changes in this first window. Okay, we'll go with an important first-team player. Hopefully he's okay with that. Doesn't want crucial. He seems all right with that. That's good. Again, we'll offer him a 5-year contract, just like the last player that we signed, because again, he could be really good for us for a number of years. And hopefully no release clause. We're going to deny that. He wants a release clause. I'm going to deny it, and that means he's going to obviously see his wage increase a little bit. 78 grand, and an appearance bonus as well. And he wants 84 grand a week, as well as the signing on bonus. We'll go ahead with that, we'll accept it. Leaves us with about £8 million to spend. We're probably not going to have to spend it, to be honest, but we have signed a new player, and it's Savic that joins us here. It's our second and probably final transfer, I imagine, of this window, unless something else happens with other deals going through, but I imagine we'll only probably end up signing 2 guys in this window. We had to bring in 2 new signings, though, because we obviously have a lot of games to play this season, especially if we want us to get into the final of the Champions League. We had to bring in some quality, and that Savic guy is going to be that main bit of quality in the midfield. Transfer talks break down here for Sergi. He is not going to be leaving at the moment. Felipe Luis, a transfer in for him from Man United, £32 million. Another player that I'm kind of considering getting rid of, but I don't know whether it's the right season. I've heard in real life again that he could be moving, and I don't know exactly how true that is, but I have heard that he might be moving in real life. Again, I think it might be a situation where we get rid of him in the second season as opposed to this one. So for now at least, I'm going to reject the offer. Even though it's a decent enough offer, he is obviously a good overall, and I think could be a good player for us for this season. But again, probably one of those players that will end up leaving next time round. Transfer in here for Isaac, another player I think is transferred for loan, so we'll let him go to Charlton. Bit of a strange one, don't know why Charlton are looking at our place, but there we go. And we'll have a look at some scout reports as well. I think it's just one this time around for that guy that I was taking a look at, but again, have no interest in. And transfer talks break down for Mohamed. Another deal breaking down there for one of our youngsters. Isaac gets loaned out, that's good news. He moves to Charlton for the year. And we're going to transfer in for our right back here from Celta Vigo, is it? Yeah, I think. No interest in getting rid of him. Pretty happy with him at right back, actually. Those 2 guys, him and Juanfran, will be obviously competing in that position this season. And we are now going to move on to something which obviously we probably should have been doing for the last couple of weeks. To be honest, we have missed out a little bit here, and that's training drills. I do have a few presets already set up, ready to go if we want them to be used. And I think I'm going to make a new preset, though, because obviously we signed a new centre-back who looks really promising, and I think he's going to be the main guy we're going to focus on for a little bit. Okay, so these are the play drills I'm going to go with. Obviously the 2 new signings here that I'm going to train you up for the next few weeks, and basically just until they get to an overall I'm really happy with. Savic isn't too far off the next overall anyway, so hopefully it won't be too long before he goes up to 84. For now, though, obviously not much progress. Transfer talks are broken down again for Mohamed. That seems like that's going to be a common theme for us. And we've got another transfer in here, this time for Roberto, and he is also transfer listed. And again, we'll allow him to leave if that deal does happen, of course. We've got monthly scouting updates here, and let's take a look at that, see how he gets on. Anybody? Nah, not good enough. Argentinians, though, that could be good for us. Yes, we'll have a look at him. sign him up, and we'll also probably take this guy as well, just about, and the rest of them not interested in. And we'll also take one Spanish player as well. Alfonso there looks pretty good, and we'll sign him up into our youth academy, ready for training hopefully in the next few weeks and months. Another transfer offer breaking down, this time for Juan Moreno. His deal's not going to go through just yet. Great news for us, Savic has gone to 84 overall. We didn't even need the player drills for him to go up. He has just gone up midweek for some reason. Fantastic news for us. Hopefully that can continue. And I bid in for Gamero from Man City. Okay then. Is he a player I'm going to try and get rid of or not? No, I think for now we're going to keep him. We've got him and Torres on the bench. And I think, again, it's one of those situations where we'll keep him for this season, then change it for the second season. I don't want to make massive changes in the first year, especially not the first transfer window anyway. So, again, we'll reject that. No interest in City signing him. Keep getting bids in for Felipe Luis here. This time is Manchester City going for another one of our players. He's going down overall as well. He's gone down to 85 overall. He's now gone to 32 years old as well. So, he's going down by the looks of it, which is why he'll probably depart at the end of the season. But for now, at least, we're not going to accept that amount. But curious to hear your guys' thoughts on all these players I'm rejecting the amounts for as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think the likelihood is that they probably will most of them leave next season. We'll keep them for this time round. And we're going to this game now against Girona. Looking forward to this match, actually. First league game of the season. And we are going to go with this team as well that you've seen, obviously, me put out previously. The bench I've gone with is there as well. And again, this is all experimental. Nothing's set in stone right now. We can quite easily change to a 4-4-2 if I think that might be something that works out a little bit better for us. We're going to start with this formation. Costa up front with Griezmann on the left-hand side. And we'll give that a go and see how it works out. Let's crack on with this game. Okay, then here we go for this game against Girona. It's the first league game of the season. Obviously looking forward to this game. Very important that we start off the season really well with 3 points. It might be a little bit tough though this match because it's the first time obviously playing with this team, and we've got to try and work out how I've got to play with this side as well. And so this could be a little bit tricky for that reason. And I've never really played with Atletico Madrid before, I don't think. Got to make sure we don't concede early on. It's too close to my liking. Good chance just inside 3 minutes. For those of you who are new to the channel, it's worth pointing out that I do play on Legendary with the sliders slightly in favour of the opposition, so that does obviously make things a little bit more tricky for us. Again, we can always change things if it's too easy or too difficult, and we'll just make sure we try and get realistic results whenever we can. Diego Costa through there to Savic. Good chance here, and he shoots the goalkeeper, and it's saved pretty comfortably. A little disappointed with that shot, actually. Should have found the corner a bit better, and probably should have been a goal as well, but there you go. Still always 0-0 for now. Good chance for us here. Koke to try and turn and shoot, again saved by the keeper. Tricky one that time. Had to kind of roll the ball a little bit and then shoot on his left foot. It's going to be Koke to deliver into the box. Can we pick out Griezmann at the front post? He tried, but cleared. Okay, switch it there to Correa. Correa now still has it. Look into Diego Costa, he's through here. Oh no, I knew I'd done that as well. Heavy touch. I'd taken the heavy touch before the ball had even been sent through to Costa. It was a really poor decision on my behalf. And a chance for Sol to hit this one from range. It's blocked. Disappointed because that was a great chance for Costa. Through on goal, but I messed that one up. Overlaps being played. And got to stop this attack. Somebody please. Finesse. Oh, just wide. Good chance for Stuani. Oh, thought he'd scored again. This is getting too close for Girona. Just hit the half-time break now, still 0-0. Both teams really going at it. Both teams having good chances as well. Both teams probably should have scored at this point in the game, but it hasn't happened just yet. Still always 0-0. And I think we might change the formation. I think we might go 4-4-2. Yeah, so we're going to go with that. We're going to try it out for the second half, see how we get on. I'm not a huge 4-4-2 fan, but this is the formation they play in real life, so we'll give it a go. I think it's worth trying out. And I think it's fair to give it a go as well, since this is the one they use in real life. Not so sure how it'll work against this opposition, but I guess we'll wait and see. And again, just curious to experiment with things in the early stage of the season. Main reason for doing this is so Griezmann can go play up front. I think he's been a little bit isolated out wide at the moment, and hopefully gets a bit more involved in the second half. Go on, Costa through there to Correa. Great chance for him to run through and shoot. Out off the post. Oh no, it's not gone in. I was sure he'd scored there. Unbelievable again. What a chance. We should score that opportunity. We should be 1-0 up with that. Correa going to go for the cross now himself, and it's taken a huge deflection, which isn't very helpful. Free kick opportunity here just on the edge of the box. Great chance for Griezmann, I think. Shame I'm not very good at free kicks. Griezmann going to try and get it up and over the wall if we can. It's just out the wall, but it's trickled in. And that is the most fluky goal you'll ever see. And what a way to open up the scoring this season with a goal from Griezmann. I mean, that's just gone, I think, right the way through the wall. I think it's trickled over the goalkeeper as well. And that is probably one of the worst goals we will score this season. But it's the first one of the season as well. It does go through the wall. Look at the way it just bobbles over the keeper. Oh, even I don't want to claim that one, but we will. We'll take it because it gives us the lead. And it hits 2 players in the wall as well. 1-0, not the way I expected to open the scoring, especially with so many good chances of both teams. It's actually one that just bobbles over the keeper and takes 2 deflections along the way that gives us the opening goal. But there we go, we'll take it. Griezmann scores. Oh, what a ball through. That can't be onside, surely. It is. Oh, my days. An immediate response. We see it time and time again, the opposition do this. It's happened again just a couple of minutes later, and they've equalised. I mean, I can't say we both deserve goals, so I can't really have too much of a go at it. They should have scored in the first half, as should have we. But it's just the timing of this goal is a little bit off because we have dominated the second half, and so I think it's a bit harsh on us to concede in this half. But like I say, we should have already conceded the goal anyway. Costa waiting for the run. Thought he was going to get it from Savic, clearly not. And he still just about has it. Griezmann over to Correa. Back to Griezmann, maybe. Oh, just a bit behind him. Nearly found Koke as well, but he'll still fight for it. Costa still goes for it as well. Still a chance. Oh, we've hit it. It's flown in. I've not even seen who's hit it. Is it Correa with it being on the right-hand side? I've no idea. It is Correa. There we go. And we've restored our goal advantage. Correa with a great strike. Fires it into the top left-hand corner. That's more like it from us. Just thought we'd have a go. Everyone was trying a shot on, and it was kept on getting blocked. Fell to him nicely. He just smashes it home into the top left-hand corner. Great stuff from us there. Costa swings at it. Savic will get the assist here, I think, as well. But look at this for a hit from Correa. Just strikes it so well. Falls from really nicely, actually. And the goalkeeper's never got any hope of saving that. It's right into the top left-hand corner. 2-1. Okay, first 2 changes. Vitolo and Partey going to come on. We're going to take off Koke and Correa. Change up those guys a little bit. Also the left and right mid. Hopefully add some more energy into the team. 12 minutes left. I don't know if we'll make the third change or not, to be honest. But we're going to go with those 2 for now. And hopefully see the rest of the game out. Final change, Gabby on, Griezmann off. Don't even know whether we'll have time for the change, to be honest. There's 5 minutes to go. The ball hasn't quite yet gone out, and maybe it will actually if I've got this wrong. I think I have. Yeah. There we go. Finishes 2-1. Gets us 3 points. Our first victory of the season. The first league game of the season as well. Very happy with that one. Obviously, it was a hard-fought victory. It's always going to be a little bit tougher when you're playing your first game with this team. Still finding out what side works best. The personnel as well as the formations. And certainly things heated up a little bit in the second half when we changed to a 4-4-2, which I actually thought we coped with pretty well. We had to obviously change to a 5-man midfield for the final 5 minutes. I think that's a normal thing to do. And so I think maybe 4-4-2 is the formation we go with. It certainly looked a little bit more promising with it than when we played with the 4-3-3, so I'm happy to change to that if we need to. We'll take a look at what this email says. As transfer offer in for Partey, who I actually thought did okay when he came on. This bid is coming in from Napoli. No interest in getting rid of him. Pretty happy with him. He can play a few different positions as well, which, as some of you guys probably know, I really like. I like players that can play multiple positions. Final set of player drills to do before the end of today's episode. Doesn't quite see our centre-back go up to 77 overall just yet, but he's not too far off. And that hopefully should happen in the next couple of weeks. I think I'll pretty much conclude things, unless we have something else to take a look at here. No, not at the moment. So yes, that is everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Don't forget to click that bell button next to it so you can stay up to date on when these new videos go out. Don't forget you can also follow me on Twitter at GameFaceHD and on Instagram at GameFaceHD as well. Links to all that in the description below. Those places very, very important to go follow me on because you find out straight away when these videos go up as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate the support, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.